Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Frank. American Eagle rises. It is Tuesday. Taco Tuesday? Nope. Because Frank fasts on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. If you guys don't know, I think I mentioned that a few times. So welcome back. Thanks for subscribing. And if you're not, thanks for stopping by, checking us out. Yeah, so we're still doing our fasting. We're not too bad right now. But we're going to go all the way till tomorrow until 6 o'clock, and then I'll eat then. We've been doing this for a while. I started off the beginning of the year with just doing a 24-hour fast. And then we turned it into a 48-hour fast. I think there was a couple times where we didn't quite get 3 full days, but essentially, about 60 hours, right? I think it was around 66. So I went 2 full days, and then I wasn't too hungry, went to bed. And then I had kind of a later breakfast. It's kind of difficult. Because it's really when I go to bed, it's when I get the gut punch. It seems like the second night is worse for the gut punch. Doesn't last too long, but anyway. How you guys been doing? I need some more water again, sorry. Yeah, we still got the same damn shirt. Sue me. It's like when I work from home. And this is like one of those wicking shirts, so like it's not even... Yeah, anyway. So a buddy of mine came over. We ended up walking. I just got back not too long ago. So, yeah, that was actually kind of good. It was fun, meaning like, hey, finally got to see someone that I actually trust highly. There's only a few people in this world, and he's one of them. So, and yeah, we are definitely Team America, Team Trump, America first, you name it. We don't always see eye to eye on everything, but a lot. So, any important news? Well, I don't see too much America first news. The only thing the liberal media, they want to stoke all sorts of trouble. Pam Bondi made some comments, and they're trying to, oh no, free speech is going away. Come on, you got anything better than that? No, they don't. Then I also saw, Bill Barr, if you guys remember this dude. What a jackass. Anyway, he didn't do his job during the first Trump administration, but yeah, I don't know. I see some weird shit there. I'm not going to comment on that. All I'm going to say, Bill Barr, that's all you need to know. He's a jackass. Yeah, so, market. Do we have a market? Wall Street just keeps doing its crap. Interesting enough, the 10-year Treasury went down a little bit, and the dollar finally broke down a little bit. It's at critical support level, so it went right down to that level, and it stayed there. So, sorry guys, all of a sudden, the damn air in here, it's just killing me all of a sudden. I didn't have this problem earlier. So yeah, the dollar's value is, it's there. We know tomorrow they're going to cut interest rates. So it's going to be kind of interesting because it was a pretty down day in the dollar. So what happens is that the market tends to do that right before the FOMC announcement. So we might not really go down that much tomorrow, so don't expect too much of a down. The 10-year Treasury possibly might go down. But yeah, the gold finished up higher, but it was actually up higher earlier in the day. and it kind of sold pretty much all that was gain. Now silver was up pretty good, and it lost all that gain and then a little bit more. Doesn't make sense to me. Like, inflation is coming, kind of like winter is coming, for Game of Thrones, right? So why would silver and gold sell off? I don't know. God, I'm getting attacked. You're right. You're right, Raymond. You're right. I don't know what the hell. But yeah, guys, so they're going to cut 25 basis points tomorrow. I expect the beginning of the market to be pretty tame. The announcement will happen, and that's at 2 o'clock. Then there's a 2:30 presser. So most likely it'll be pretty muted. And then there might be a slight knee-jerk reaction to the upside, and then it'll probably sell off. So I don't think anything big. To be honest, if they only announce a 25% cut, Wall Street's going to do this. Oh, they're going to yawn. So it's what they always seem to do. Now, if some data comes out of nowhere, that could swing the market one way or the other. They don't like any surprises, but don't expect any major moves tomorrow. Again, outside of any type of crazy news cycle, which is always possible under the current circumstances. So, that aside, what else? There's one thing I have here. It's kind of more local, and it's like more, I call it more fuel for me to just like keep, never leave home. So, let's see here, Rook. Let me get my glasses on. Yeah, I look like a dork. Whatever. Mick Jagger didn't hold moment of silence for Charlie Kirk at NYC. Are you guys really shocked at Mick Jagger? Can you just die, Mick Jagger? That sounded insensitive, didn't it? He's like old. How can this guy's got to be into the adrenochrome? Like, this guy has had so many drugs in him. How is the guy still alive? Yeah, we don't know. We don't care. Go away. We don't like you anymore. You're so 60s, it's not even funny. Anyway. Oh boy, they got alright. So yeah, CNN, Palestine, Gaza. God, I'm tired of hearing that shit. Not going to talk about that. We're going to not be involved. Trump, we're not getting involved. Just do that. Anyway. Yeah, these are all dumb. This is all you got, liberal media? This is bad. This is really, 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 really bad. Anyway, here comes the news. That's local, super local. So this is another fallout. Nurse put on leave at major hospital after comment supporting Charlie Kirk's death. Man, I'm telling you, they're coming for you guys. You can't trust anyone now. You go to the hospital, if they find out you're a supporter, they'll make sure you don't get anesthesia, you don't get your thing right. Yeah, so guess what? The hospital is Henry Ford Health in Detroit, but they're Henry Ford and Beaumont. Those are like the two big hospitals around the entire Metro Detroit. Henry Ford has like all these. Even when the building, it doesn't say Henry Ford, it's like part of the Henry Ford like system, Yeah, it's called Henry Ford for a reason, right? Because it's a production line and medical service. It's a death camp. That's what it is. I fully believe that. You can call me a retard if you want. That's fine. These hospitals have nothing to do with care. They want you to suffer, take all your money, right? Because a lot of people, they like the fear of death, so they'll just spend all their money. They'll spend their kids' college fund, all their, inheritance if there's any, just to get a couple more months of life. But it's not even life, right? Like, you're like stuck in a tube. Oh, yeah. You want to be stuck in a bed, with shit keeping your life going for another 2 months, and you're just, anyway. I'm a big believer in quality of life. To me, that's not living. All you're doing is you're feeding the system. And they don't care. Anyway, I don't want to have that as a video today, guys. I just wanted to say this because guess what? This person, intensive care nurse. Yeah. Oh, boy. Guess what? That's has been terminated or suspended. Why would they say that? Were you terminated or were you not? Anyway, yeah. So she had some things to say, huh? Yeah. Lovely. Yeah, Henry Ford Health is aware of the social media comment. Isn't it ironic? So that tells you it's the tip of the iceberg. I bet you half of those people in that hospital, they didn't quite, right? They weren't dumb enough to post a comment, right? Like I said, that's the tippy. Those are the idiots. It's a bad, like, no matter which way you slice or dice this, like, you have lost your marbles. It's not even, yeah. So, Henry Ford's got to come on. Oh yeah, we're aware of this. Yeah, why didn't you do anything sooner, right? Like, why are you allowing this to fester in your hospital? Guess what? I'm not going to Henry Ford hospitals, even though my health care is with Henry Ford. I went to this new thing called Connected Care, right? I'm a single guy. I'm in good health. I'm just getting enough because I'm not part of the system. I'm not draining the system, right? For every one person that's getting health care, there's like 5 people paying for it, right? That's why I see all these. I don't want to say I'm part of the death cult, right? But like, there's people in these hospitals. It's like you're just sustaining their life for like a few days, and the care costs tens of thousands of dollars just for a few more days. I don't know, right? But I don't want to go down the eugenics route, right? I just think we need to kind of rethink of that stuff on both sides, right? Like, we need to do it right, and then we also have to limit what we're actually going to do, right? Anyway, let's get off of that. So let's see what the rest of this. We're making a statement. We don't care. Blah, blah, blah. We strongly and unequivocally condemn violence in all forms. Yeah, right. You're killing people on a daily basis in your hospital, so you're lying. Last week, another. Oh, Riverside. Oh, boy. She was fired, too. An anesthesiologist. Anesthesiologists. Look at that. The people that put you under. Yeah. Can you trust them? God, man. They're opening up a can of worms, Pandora's box galore. This is. Shit. Dude, yeah. Nope. You can't trust them. Yeah, not too much more. Kind of whitewashed. The employee was contracted through North America Partners in Estonia. It's called Napa. Like Napa Auto Parts? Yeah, and in the anesthesiologist group, the hospital stated, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're giving me so much hope for the medical industry. I never had any. This is just like the coffin already had enough nails. This is just one more nail. Just, hey, man, we're putting it here. There's already enough nails in this coffin. We're just gonna put one more in just for the hell of it, right? With that shit, that shit that they were telling you was safe and effective. Yeah, you can't demonetize me because I am not monetized. You can't shadow ban someone that's already shadow banned, right? Like, I'm already, right? I appreciate every single sub to this channel, right? But we have, is it 67 or 68, right? I can't wait till we get to 69. Man, that hasn't fucking happened in God, shit. How long's that been? Fuck. 20 plus years? I don't know. Shit, half a lifetime ago. Man, and you ladies want to know where the men went, huh? Shit. Maybe we should go to Mars. They say men are from Mars. Let's go to Mars, and then we'll come back, and we'll declare war. The old-fashioned way, right? Anyway, that's just a joke. Yeah, but yeah, we don't have any money. We haven't made a penny on this. This is a passion. I don't have to get on here. I get on here every day, hoping beyond hope. Hoping beyond hope. Every day. We'll get a little bit. We'll add a little juicy nugget here because anyone listening is like not a hater. That's for sure, right? But like, man, every day, right, guys and ladies, we got a couple of cool ladies here. So, man, we need more. We need more. Not necessarily for this channel, but we'll take a sub. But yeah, man, like what's going down? What we need to do, man? Can we have an honest conversation about what's going on, man? Where was I going with this? Sorry, squirrel. No, right? But just this channel is not for money. Gosh, I'm not sure what I would do if I started making money at this. It would be nice if I didn't have to do my day job, but no, this is to wake you up, and you're probably already woken up if you made it this far through the video, right? This is to encourage you. You go tell whatever, right? If you gotta do it online, do what you need to do. Yeah, get the word out, man. Spread the word out here. Maybe you're already doing it, and you've been doing it for so long, like someone like me, you're just like, man, am I alone? You know you're not, right? But it's like, man, come on, right? There's no ad revenue here, so, the only, we're not losing money, Raymond's, he's, they're pulling the funding, and it kind of happened, like, just, like they pushed a button, literally, come on, maybe they didn't, but man, it sure looks like it, right, folks? Yeah. But yeah, here, no, we have only up. We probably will never get monetized, because I think you have to have 1,000 subscribers. I mean, we have 67, so we have a very long way to go. And we've been doing this, like I said, folks, like let's see here. A couple more weeks. It'll be 11. Wow, right around my birthday. My birthday is October 1st. That's almost 11 months. So, yeah. It's almost like data to tell you there ain't many patriots out there. Or how about this? I shouldn't quite say it that way. I'll apologize for real there. At least that want to come out and broadcast it. I'm not Cloak and Dagger. No, I'm the complete opposite, man. You know, there's a reason why my name or one nickname that I got was Frank the Tank. Yeah, we are literally and maybe I'm sorry. Wrote that backward. Figuratively, but in some cases, literally, right? What's a tank, right? It's loud. Hell yeah, it's loud, right? Can't miss it. Can't miss it, right? So it's not stealthy by any means, but it's not designed for that. It is designed to go like yesterday, man, straight up the middle in some ways, right? It's faster than ground troops, right? But it's meant to take a beating. It's meant, even if it's just a distraction, right? There's the armor, right? That's why you play your role effectively, right? So, let me be that tank, right? But hey, man, there's got to be some infantry behind me, folks. Come on, right? Modern warfare, and we'll use it from a, figurative speech standpoint, right? Armor is meant to pierce an enemy line, right? It's meant to break through and secure something, right? And then the infantry come behind and they secure those positions. Sometimes, like Blitzkrieg, the Germans used them for pincer maneuvering. They would pierce deep into enemy territory, and they would surround. So they would use that. They would add. They called them Panzer Grenadiers. They were more motorized / mechanized infantry. So they actually had either trucks or tracked vehicles to kind of follow the tanks, right? So they would dismount. And they would surround the enemy, and then they call it leg infantry, right? Because they would just actually be walking. That's why it's called leg infantry. They might be supported by artillery and whatnot, right? But they would come in, right? So you would literally surround the enemy, right? And the leg infantry would be essentially the front line that would push, but your forward elements would come surround now they're surrounded, they're cut off. They can't get supplies. They can't be reinforced. So now that's how you play to your strengths, right? Combined arms, right? So an armor advance will fail if there's no infantry behind it, right? So where's my infantry? I say again, where are my divisions? Where are my battalions? Where? Come on, right? I don't know. Maybe you're more French. La Resistance, right? Maybe you're more, hey, hats off, you're that type, right? You're the double infiltrator, right? Like quadruple agent or some shit, because that was part of the war too, right? But it all has to be coordinated, right? That's my point. So anyway, guys, yeah, kind of went off there a little bit. You got a little bit of history. You got a little bit of, tactical, right? Just because there isn't a physical fight doesn't mean learning tactics of that nature can be applied somewhere else, right? That's true. I call it true wisdom, right? You learn from other people's mistakes, right? You learn from other people's mistakes so that you need to learn from your own mistakes. That's self-evident from my perspective, right? But you learn A wise man learns from someone else's mistakes, right? But also wise people, they get to know other areas, right? And then certain thought patterns and strategies can be used in different arenas. There you go. There's my nugget for the day. 25 minutes. A little longer than I wanted. I thought maybe I'd be around maybe a little bit 18. We kind of went on that topic. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing, guys. You want me to talk about history? I wouldn't even know where to start and where to end. And don't talk to me about World War II history, because holy. Yeah. I could talk for a week. I'm not joking. That's a whole nother thing. The friend that I came over, we're big into World War II history, so part of our discussion was about, present day topics, if you know what I mean. You know what happened, right? But we also talk about stuff like that. And what's ironic is there's many things from that era that can be applied today. It's just has a different skin, right? It has a different appearance and a different skin. Anyway, leave it with that. We found the stop button, and we'll see you tomorrow, all right? See ya. Bye.